Oh,
do you know about the Bilderberg meeting?
I've definitely heard that term before, but I don't know what it's in reference to.
Everyone go watch the new Y-Files video. Well, it'll be
part one of the Bilderberg on Y-Files on YouTube.
So scary.
Dude.
It's the scariest thing ever, dude.
Josh gave us homework yesterday. He says, you guys got to watch it. And I figured it was like a real quick episode. It was about an hour long.
Yeah.
And it was amazingly well put together.
Yes.
Editing, the storytelling was incredible, dude.
Yeah.
It's like it was literally a movie.
Why do they get homework? I don't get homework.
You would be afraid to watch this.
Hey, homework.
We can watch it.
Look at social media while driving. That's your homework this week. And you report next week. Not Nick. Don't take this out on Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
He saved our country. He has nothing. He doesn't deserve that.
Apologize.
Sorry, Nick Cage.
I'm sorry, Nick Cage.
But yeah, so the Bilderberg meeting is actually, I think I took okay, I pulled this off the internet. The Bilderberg meeting is an annual off-the-record forum established in 1954 to foster dialogue between Europe and North America. The group's agenda, originally to prevent another world war, is now defined as bolstering a consciensus. Is that how you say it?
Consensus, right?
Yep. Consensus around free market Western capitalism in the interests around the globe.
Yeah, we really know what the globe needs.
But what's wild, what AJ points out on the Y-Files, is that all these smaller people that like weren't that important, they would go attend these Bilderberg meetings, and then they become presidents, they become prime ministers, they become the president of the was it NATO or no, the World Economic or no.
We were trying to remember what it was called.
It's
the CFR,
the European Union.
Yeah, that was different though. Yeah.
So they're invited.
They're invited, but after they go,
then all of a sudden they're famous.
Yeah, so like Obama went before he became president. Clintons went. Different senators.
So many people.
The chancellor of Germany, and like so. But it's like they go, and then all of a sudden they have this like power.
Yeah.
And then you see like how it's just all connected, and he makes a really good like this could be the progression of a one world government.
Yeah.
And like this whole like, and it was insane. It was so wild.
And how Bilderberg meetings, they always line up with huge astronomical events in our lives, like historical events. And so it's just what's happening at these meetings.
Yeah.
Who's above these meetings? Like who's holding them accountable? Like what are they talking about? And like they're making decisions that affect the whole entire world.
Yeah.
And that takes democracy out of the window.
Yeah.
Like that's like that. There's no accountability.
But you've had people like Mark Zuckerberg go, Jeff Bezos, all these giant tech people.
And the freakiest thing is that there's so many bankers involved, and they're talking about how like whenever they establish a person, one of the first things they begin to implement is like the destruction of a border, because they want everybody to be in the same like unified global culture.
I see.
And so he talked about how they're going to take down religion so that we share one common belief, and then they're going to institute what did he call it? Unity coin, which it's just a hypothetical, but
crypto, one world currency.
But
you can't buy or sell anything without it.
It's like what China has, right?
Well, no, what's crazy is that he spelled out like this hypothetical situation, like, and he's not a Christian or a religious.
Right.
I literally Googled that because I was like,
yeah, he's not.
Okay.
But it was literally what people like for a long time have like predicted of like the end of the world, like what it's going to look like with the Antichrist, the mark of the beast.
Right.
So it talked about this implement of a chip. And like, but this chip, it like
you can't buy or sell.
You can't buy or sell. You can't do anything. You can't travel.
Access to restaurants, access to like care or anything.
But what this chip does, it also affects your hormones and stuff to where you become more compliant to this new system.
Which is like the brain stuff we've been talking about. Like,
monitoring health. So like there's so many benefits to it, right? Like because people are like, listen, I'm living longer because it's telling me it's adjusting my levels. All these things. Like, why wouldn't you want this?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing they paint. Like, listen, this is completely normal. This is just the world we live in now. We live in a tech world. Get it.
It is going to be like that. That's what's so scary for the church is like it's literally going to be like that.
Dude, he painted it so well, and it was only up to like he told a story for the first 40 minutes, like a hypothetical story, and he's explaining it, but it's all real life situations and predictions, and he tells it so well. But like the farthest he reached out was 2030.
Yeah,
and so there's just like he thinks it's going to move that quick, and I don't think I disagree.
Well, I mean, you think of like you could really think of like the COVID vaccine
Yep.
being
Yeah.
like a test run of
Seriously.
how compliant people will be and how much they'll be pressured into getting it.
Yeah, how much control media has over our psyche.
He talks
Like,
about
you
that
think-
too.
Yeah, and like you think of like all these cities like New York and stuff, you couldn't travel, you couldn't go into a restaurant unless you had the vaccine card.
Yeah.
And it's a test run.
Yeah.
You know? Like how far can we push people to comply with just listening to us and obeying what we say?
And how many freedoms can they take away?
And that was
it's
a
like
worldwide thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he talked about how it's slowly, like we just give up freedoms every
Yeah.
little bit, and it's just tiny little things.
Just
but like
to be
that's-
comfortable.
Just be comfortable, and like it's not a
Yeah.
big deal because it's just a tiny little freedom here and there, and then it gets out of control and you can't backpedal.
What's terrifying though is he talks about how they're gonna like there are world powers at play. Like America is a world power that would have to be like dethroned in order to institute this one world government. But he talked about how it would happen financially, and like you look at like the institution of the euro all around Europe, and now they share a currency. And then I saw a different thing where Elon Musk was talking about like our financial situation. I think you might have mentioned it before, but the fact that the debt we paid last year, I guess, to the Federal Reserve on, the amount of debt America has, the interest is greater than the entire defense budget.
Yeah, it's
And so we're already there.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean that's like if you want to get like crazy Alex Jones conspiracy theorists, like these people in play all over the world call them sleeper agents.
Yeah.
But like they have this globalist agenda of like you destroy like the area that you're or the country that you're in to make way for this globalization. So if you start tearing down America, if you crash the dollar, if the America is at civil war and all this hate about politics, even though it's all part of the same thing, if you tear them down far enough, then you implement this like unification of this world, people will be way more compliant to it.
Yeah, this
know?
one world organization becomes the silver lining because we're already in the pit, you
Yeah.
know. Scary.
And
Not only is this familiar with biblical implications, but your nurse at the ER was totally talking about all this with us.
Really?
Yeah, she was.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
That's great. But like we could talk about the what is it? It's called something, the CFR, the Council on Foreign Relations. And so
Yeah,
like this
dude.
is a US built thing. You've heard about it?
No.
Okay. This is nuts because it's literally international conflict, foreign policy, all these things. And who gets picked for this is completely random.
Oh, no.
It seems like. But it's insane. We have Barack Obama in there. We have Congress people. We have all these people. But then we have celebrities like Angelina Jolie,
What?
George Clooney. And then we have people who are the chairman of NBC News is in this.
Okay.
And so then he breaks down
Anderson
like the whole,
Cooper is also in it.
Oh, but
so-
I love him.
so many names that you hear all the time. And it's like, okay, so you have these people who are supposed to be unbiased, who are very biased.
Yes.
People who've worked in the White House, people who've worked in news organizations. Like you can't be unbiased. You have all these people coming together and making decisions. But who's monitoring that? Like
Yeah.
who's like what's
And
happening?
what are your
Like, it's such a-
qualifications also?
yeah, it's just so strange because they use the celebrities for persuasion and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and man, it's just it makes no sense.
They're just like, we got to get Angelina Jolie in here. She's got a sick back tattoo.
Yeah. And George Clooney, what a silver fox? Who isn't going to listen to him?
It's crazy though, man.
Yeah.
But it's like, it just like as believers, it's like we kind of know something like this is going to eventually happen, and like it talked about like the end times, like the persecution of Christians
Yep.
and like the believers in Christ, like they will be persecuted, especially if they don't comply to this new
Yeah.
globalist agenda that is, I mean, really the beast. Like the beast is going to usher in this whole thing. You know?
And I watched it right before bed. It was a bad idea because it was literally just like my mind was racing and I was like just filled with just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what I was feeling. But I was just kind of like, why do we even care? Because we have no control over it. We can't change anything.
Yeah.
But it's like the fact that we can have this platform, we could talk about it. That's the whole Bible, dude. It's like the truth will set us free.
And
The truth will come out. What's done in the dark will come to the light. And it's like all we're doing is just bringing attention to it. And if we can help people, then let's do it. But
And like think about how like reaffirming that is for our faith. Like there's all these things that we feel crazy for being like, yeah, mark of the beast, can't buy and trade, like all these weird biblical things that feel so far fetched. And now that we're seeing them come to fruition, it's like, oh, there is something to that book for sure.
But like hyper aware of like, because that's what like people just get blinded, you know.
Yeah.
And also people seek comfortability like over
Yeah.
their own like belief system, you know. Like people just want to be comfortable, but like when it comes down to it, you will have to sacrifice your comfortability and safety to be sounded morally, you know.
Yeah. I don't.
Sorry,
You go first.
I was gonna say you can't like you have to guard your autonomy, because how do you worship without autonomy? Like, you know, the free will conversation, like we have the ability to choose to worship Jesus. And so if we do fall into this like mind controlled narrative, whether through social media or some greater weird CIA thing, it's like that's what we're losing, our ability to give the creator of the universe what he's owed.
That made me think of, what was it last week that you said that CIA, the frequencies from like screens and stuff?
Yeah, last couple episodes, I can't remember.
But like, I mean, you're thinking of like how powerful frequencies are, and I'm thinking about that every time I'm on my phone and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this like affecting me somehow? You know?
It
Yeah,
does
I get
me.
paranoid
phone-
at points.
Dude, it does me.
What?
I get paranoid at points.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta check these phones, dude. I don't know how willing I am to be a part of the end of the world. I don't want to, but you know, these heroes of the Bible weren't really willing to be in their positions either, yet they were obedient, you know? And so I guess what we as the church can, I guess, embrace is like, if this is the generation that will experience the demise, like we have a job to do. Like we have to be